How to inspect your vehicle before a road trip. Print one of these guys out. Multi-point vehicle inspection checklist. I got this off Google. Super easy. You get a pen or a pencil. Start from the top. First things, headlights, taillights, turn signals, brake lights, hazard, warning lights, exterior lamps. Just turn your ignition on. You're gonna check your turn signals, headlights, stuff like that. All right. Okay. Everything works. So you're just gonna go down the list. This is exactly what technicians do if you take your car somewhere. Windshield washer spray. Make sure both of your sprayers work. Looks like mine, I only have one line on the bottom there. But make sure your wipers, sprayers work. Along with that, your wiper blades. Make sure your wiper blades are together, not falling apart. Check. Is that windshield condition? It looks great. I actually filled a chip in my windshield not too long ago. I don't even know where it is, but you can get a kit on Amazon to fill cracks or chips in. And upholstery, carpet, floor mats, mirrors, glass. Look under your floor mats, make sure there's no signs of any water leaks, anything that is out of the ordinary. Back. Yep, everything looks good. Check along your pillars here as well. You want to make sure nothing's leaking. If you have a sunroof like I do, make sure everything looks good. And then glass, just look all the way around, make sure there's no cracks. All right, check that off. Emergency brake adjustment. If your emergency brake is like this, then you gotta adjust it. You need some tension to keep it taut, keep it tight so it actually works. And horn operation. I've honked my horn plenty at people, so we're gonna on off because that works. Fuel tank cap gasket. Take this off. You look at this gasket. This one's pretty flat. It's not supposed to be flat. You want it to be raised a little bit so it seals this as well. Also, if your check engine light comes on, you're gonna check this seal. Super common cause for codes. Also, fun fact, a lot of people don't know this. You can put your cap, there's usually a space to hold it, on the fuel door. If the seal seems to be okay, you just don't want to get another gas cap, you can clean this off. I've put like a little bit of, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I put a little bit of oil on this just to make sure the gasket's not completely dried out, and it seems to be all right. In-cabin microfilter, so your cabin air filter. I've already changed mine, so I'm not gonna pull it out, but sorry guys. Usually it's below your glove box. You can pull this down. Some vehicles it's on the outside. It'll be right here on the cowl. If it's been a couple oil changes, I would just replace it. It'll also restrict your vents, so if your vents are not blowing very well, just check your cabin air filter. It's most likely the cause of the restriction. Dome light, gonna want to check your dome lights on the roof, anything inside here. So check driver's floor mat. This is a big one. Toyota had this problem, I think it was in like 2006. I can't recall the exact year, but basically you want to check your floor mat, not the way it looks, not the condition of it, but to make sure it's secured and not sliding around, which this one is. But Toyota had an issue, and it was pretty bad issue. The floor mat would slide forward and it would go over the accelerator pedal and under the brake pedal. So I believe people got injured, if not killed, unfortunately, because of this. Check your floor mat, make sure it's not sliding around all over the place. You don't want anything in the way of your pedals. Fluid levels, oil, coolant, battery, which most batteries are sealed nowadays, but power steering, brake, clutch, washer, automatic transmission. So starting with the oil, I've already checked my oil. I mean, I'm on a slope right now, but you're gonna want to pull the dipstick all the way out, wipe it off. There goes my paper. Put it back in and then pull it back out. Checking your oil is very simple. Check your oil at least once a month. Cars do burn oil. I don't care what kind of car you have, it burns a little bit of oil. Coolant. Check your reservoir. Now I'm on a slope, so it looks like I'm at the minimum level. Wait at least, I would say, an hour before you open this tank, the coolant expansion tank. Do not try to open it when it's hot. And make sure you add the correct coolant. I can't tell you how important that is. Power steering, this has electric power steering, so it's not hydraulic, does not have any fluid, so there's nothing to check. So thank you, Volkswagen, on that one. The brake fluid for sure. Mine I've checked. I actually blowed the brakes not too long ago. I'm on a slope, but I can see it from here. It'll usually say on this cap before you open this, if you have to open it, then clean it all off up here. Just most of the time you can see the fluid level, but don't add, gosh, I mean, look for leaks, but I wouldn't even add any, because when your level drops down, that means your brake pads are usually getting low on material. If you add fluid up here and then someone goes to change the brakes, then, oh, this guy, come on. Oh, no way that just happened. All right. But the problem is, if you compress your pistons and your calipers, the fluid's gonna wanna go up. Well, if you fill this up, then where does the fluid go? Someone has to suck it out. You don't want that. You don't wanna cause that problem. It's just super easy. Check for the minimum level. Yeah, you definitely want to fill it if it's not at the minimum, but just keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing's leaking. If you're way low on brake fluids, there's another problem going on. And automatic transmission, mine is, they call it a sealed transmission, so fortunately it can only be checked on a lift. But your automatic transmission fluid, it really shouldn't, unless you have leaks, which we'll check for in a minute on the underside, shouldn't go anywhere. Follow whatever your factory manual says or whatever your manufacturer says to change the fluid, whatever interval that is. Engine air filter, take this cover off. Each car is going to be different. Volkswagen, you have these guys here, these Torx screws, but I already actually replaced mine about a month ago. So check your air filter, drive belts, condition and adjustment. Before you reach your hands in here, put your key fob away from the car. So I have my key fob over there. Don't bring your mitts in here if it's gonna cause problems. You don't want to click the start button and then all of a sudden your hands turn into spaghetti. So we're not gonna do that. You want to check, let's try to zoom in. You want to check for cracking. I don't see any cracking on the belt. And then also the depth of the ribs. If the depth is super deep, you will hear squealing usually. That's why your belt will squeal. I think it's 40. Well, probably replace it at 60,000 miles just to be safe. But that looks good. We'll zoom in. I think it's as far as I can zoom in there. Drive belts, engine coolant system. We're gonna look up top first. Look in here, make sure there's no obvious leaks, and make sure there's nothing on the skid, you call it skid plate down there. All looks, well, it did look good. What's that? See that? Oh boy, I can't even believe that. I took this to Volkswagen to get worked on a while back. Oh, I don't know what that's for, but that's why you do these inspections, right? I think I'm gonna get a magnet and take that out, so give me a couple minutes here, guys. Right back. I use this here long magnet to grab this this out of my engine bay. So I had my water pump replaced a few months ago, at the Volkswagen / Audi dealership. So that's concerning. So anyways, the cooling system, that's where we're at. I was checking out my water pump, which is tucked down in here. Just look for anything obvious, any leaks. Everything looks okay. See a little bit of seeping oil right there. Not too bad. There's nothing on this pan below. That's what you don't want. Look underneath. And when you're underneath, check for anything obvious. We're not just looking at the cooling system now. Now it's going to be everything else. So just yank on everything a little bit. Make sure everything's tight. I mean, I haven't had any weird noises or anything, so I'm feeling pretty good. Grab my flashlight, look under here. No oil leaks. Nothing odd there. I'll look through here. Nothing odd there. A little bit of oil on the back of the engine. That's just from the oil cap, so I've already looked at that. Everything else looks all right. Cooling system hoses, heater hoses, air conditioning hoses, and connections. We looked pretty much through the full engine bay. Air conditioner hoses are gonna look like this right off the compressor. I think we're all right there. Radiator core and cap. Along with your cooling system, check out your radiator. This is just the condenser in front of the radiator, but make sure there's no fluid leaks. It's gonna be pretty banged up, the condenser, from all the dead bugs and whatnot. I've been on a bunch of road trips. Looks okay. Again, just look for any obvious signs there's something wrong. Grab onto some stuff, wiggle it a little bit. It looks like I'm not doing much, but you would know if something was wrong, definitely with the suspension. Oil pan, Volkswagen's plastic oil pan. That's all right, we don't talk about that. We already looked at the core and then the cap itself. We'll cross that out. Cap looks good. Shock absorbers, suspension. We looked under the vehicle. I did not see any leaks. Steering gearbox, linkage, boots, ball joints, dust covers. Engine oil and fluid leaks, we already checked that. Brake lines, hoses, parking brake cable. So brake lines and hoses, it's a big one. Sometimes see how much brake pad material you have left. I have plenty. Rotors look good. Make sure there's no grooves, no deep grooves in the rotor, nothing stuck in there. No fluid leaks. So you want to check your calipers, right? And you can look at the exhaust. I mean, there's nothing hanging down. We got a little bit of seeping right there. For 143,000 miles, I'm doing okay. You can check the rear as well. This video is not perfect. It's here to give you an idea how to do this by yourself. Drive shaft boots, CV boots, which we looked at. Transmission differential, transfer case. Again, sealed transmission. Definitely listen to your transmission. If it's whining, if there's anything abnormal, you're probably low on fluid. But as long as you change it during the intervals that are recommended, any fluid leaks can be found usually during that interval. So fuel lines and connections. Fuel tank band, fuel tank vapor vent system hoses. Fuel lines and connections, that's a big one. My high pressure fuel pump is right there. All the fuel lines. My PCV valve has got some oil on it. The Volkswagen guys know. The only thing left is tire tread. So if you don't have a tread depth gauge, I'll show you what to do with front left, front right. So the first thing you look at is the depth. Check out the depth here. You also have some wear bars in the middle of the tire. So if you get down to these wear bars, for sure change your tires. Another good rule is you place a penny in the tread, and if it's below, well, really at Lincoln's head, that is the lowest you should go. I look for these wear bars in the middle of the tire. So I've got plenty of tread left. The next thing it's gonna have you look at is the wear pattern. This is how you're going to be able to tell how good your alignment is. You don't want much, if any, cupping they call it. So if you rub your hand upwards like this, you feel the tire grabbing. A little bit is okay, but if it's extremely lots of cupping, probably an issue. Oh, there goes my paper. And then check the outside of the tire. If you corner really hard, you'll see the problems with that. And it looks good here. And also rotate your tires usually every 10,000 miles. The next thing is tire pressure. I've checked my tire pressure. Everything is all right. There's no excuse to not check your tire pressure. You can check it with the bike pump. And I know what you're thinking. Well, the bike pump's for bicycles. I can't check it. Yes, you can. I actually carry a bike pump whenever I'm on a road trip. Does it suck? Yeah. Is it fun to pump up a car tire with a bike pump? No. But does it work? Absolutely. And we will go look at the rear tires. This is a good example of what you don't want to see, that cupping. So see how the inside of the tire cupping. So the rear tires are gonna have a little bit more of that. My tires are cracking a little bit. Okay, here's the other side. Looks okay. And then you can check fuel tank. Make sure your parking brake cable is secured. Right. The last thing you want to check, brake lining. Yep, there's a gauge to measure this. Do I have that? I don't, but left front, left rear, right front, right rear. It says 3 millimeters for the front is minimum. 3 millimeters, it's kind of hard to read. To 4 millimeters is moderate. Anyways, we'll check the rear. I'll zoom in here so you can see it. Yep, rear looks all right. Of course, this only is one side. I'm gonna assume the other side's okay. Again, this video isn't perfect, but it's supposed to give you an idea of what to look for. So you have the metal on this side, outside the car, and then right in the center, it separates. You have the brake pad material on that side. Looks good to me. Check the other side. No crazy grooves in the rotor. Check your wheel wells. Looks good. And then the battery, terminals, cables, mountings, check condition of battery. Usually you can get that done at O'Reilly's or AutoZone. They can check the condition of the battery. You just ask them, it's free. So I'm gonna mark that off. If it's more than 3 years old, go ahead and get it tested. If it's 5 years old, replace it. You don't want any issues. So I'm gonna say good. It says 123, okay, we'll take it, a couple years old. Terminals, the terminals look good, no corrosion. I try to keep everything maintained pretty well. Last but not least, indicate body damage. So this is exactly the form a technician would see. He would mark down if there's body damage. For instance, I saw some little bit on the rear, right here, underside. This was not for me, I think the previous owner right there. So I don't know what he ran over, but everything looks good. Otherwise, that's it. I definitely ask that you could subscribe. I really enjoy doing this stuff. If you want more videos like this, definitely give me some suggestions of what you'd like to see. And that's it. Thanks for watching.